So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. It's Champions League preview time as tomorrow night Manchester United take on Copenhagen. So if you do enjoy this, please make sure to smash it a like. If you are new to the channel as well and want to subscribe and have not done so, make sure you guys are hitting that red button in the bottom right corner of this video. And as always guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments and also drop your score predictions as well. But anyway guys, let's get on to the preview. So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So tomorrow night, Champions League time, and it's desperate times for Manchester United. If we want to stay in the Champions League this season, then we have to win the game tomorrow. That's how simple it is. We can't afford any more slip-ups in the Champions League. We really can't. First game against Bayern Munich, I can take losing that. It ended up being a close game, but realistically, we could have got something from that game in a way. And then you think of Galatasaray at home, you're thinking, there's no way we mess up here. The way we lost that game was comical. It was really comical. And it was a game we couldn't afford to lose, especially being at home. And now it's put so much pressure on Manchester United to beat Copenhagen. And I'm not too confident going into that one. I said I was confident going into Sheffield. We only just won that game 2-1. And we weren't good in that game. And yes, we're picking up wins now, and that's the important thing. Winning against Brentford, winning against Sheffield the other day. But it's not convincing. It's not convincing. And there's still so many concerning things about our game at the moment. We can't control the midfield. Our attackers in the league aren't really doing the business at the moment. Defensively, yes, we're still leaking goals, but we've looked a bit better recently. But the game tomorrow, we cannot afford to lose it. That's how easy it is to say. Honestly, going into it, do I think we'll win? Yes, I think we will, because we have to win. And again, against Copenhagen, you'd like to think we should be winning that game quite comfortably. And yes, for them, they're in a similar situation. If they can't win tomorrow, realistically, they're out of the Champions League. So for both teams, there's pressure going into this one. But if Manchester United lose tomorrow and end up going out of this group, I'm going to be fuming. I absolutely will be fuming with that. So there's pressure on the players. There's pressure on the manager to deliver. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts down below, because I didn't envision this. I didn't envision that in this group, come the third game, we'd have to win it. We'd have to win it. And I'm not saying that if we do lose the game, we're going to be out completely. But it just looks unrealistic tomorrow if we lose that game. Because have I got confidence to go to Turkey to play Galatasaray and win? No, I haven't. I certainly haven't. And have I got any hope to beat Bayern at home come the last game in the Champions League? No, I haven't. I really haven't. So yeah, it's all on tomorrow's game. And it's a massive week for Manchester United as well. We've got the Copenhagen game. And then straight after that, we've got the Manchester derby. So it's the beginning of a massive week. Because if we can come out of this week with a win against Copenhagen to keep our Champions League hopes alive, and maybe a positive result against City, of course there'd be a big preview for that game, and you know my feelings on that already. I don't think any Manchester United fan will be too confident going into that one. But if somehow, some way, we find a way to get something out of that City game and beat Copenhagen, it's gonna look a lot brighter. Things are gonna look a lot brighter. And again, I'd like to say now we've turned a corner, getting that Brentford win, following it up with a Sheffield win, now go and beat Copenhagen, and then go and beat City, not beat City, but get a result there. If we can beat them, oh my God, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But I want to see us turn a corner now. I don't want to see these crap performances anymore, because the signs are still there. And I know we've got injuries, I mentioned that, but it's not an excuse for what we're seeing on the pitch. Because that Sheffield game, we should not, for 90 minutes, not be able to control that midfield, not be able to create clear-cut chances against that Sheffield team. That's not how it should be. And I know that's where we are at the moment, and we have to accept that, because we're nowhere near the levels of last season. We're nowhere near the levels of where we should be as a club. Because, you know, last season, I know we weren't dominating teams like Sheffield, but we were making it look a lot easier than we are at the moment. But yeah, it's just very concerning, guys. But team news, Rafael Varane did come off the bench, so it's a massive positive to have him back for this game. He's going to be key tomorrow night. Other than that, does Garnacho get a start? That's one thing I want to know now, because Rashford, again against Sheffield, wasn't bad, by any means necessary. It wasn't bad. But again, he's just not performing to the levels we know he can. And Garnacho came on and instantly he was looking bright. He was electric. He was creating chances. He was getting shots off. And he just brings so much excitement to this team. And that's what we need on the pitch. He has a massive, massive call to make tomorrow, Erik ten Hag. Because if he plays Rashford in this game, a must-win game, a game we cannot afford to lose for the club as well, especially for the group and how far we came last season to get into this competition, I do not want to go back to the Europa League. I really, really don't. So Erik ten Hag has a massive decision to make, because if he plays Rashford and we go on and lose, even though we're calling for Garnacho to start, it's on him. It's on him. And it's not the first time this season a bad result has been on him for making a bad decision. So it will be on him. So for me, Garnacho plays. Garnacho has to play tomorrow. And I know he won't. I know he won't, because we know that Erik ten Hag has put in all his faith in Rashford. But you're not getting rewarded for it. You know, as a manager, when you take these risks and you believe in these players, normally they respond. Normally after a couple of games, they give you something back. Rashford right now is not doing that. So it's time to change it up. But saying that, guys, I'll put my team on the screen
So,
now.
guys, what's going on? Here's my team going into the game against Kobenhavn. So, I have got Andre Nana in goal. The back four sees Lindelof, Maguire, Varane and Diego Dallo. Of course, 3 of them the same as a Sheffield game. But I would start Varane in this game. It's a big game for Manchester United. He's a big player and he's one of the most important players in our team. So, we know he's back now because he came on against Sheffield. So, I would start him in this game alongside Maguire, who is in a rich vein of form at the moment. And we have to say that. So I'm confident with Maguire starting this game. In the midfield, I have gone with Amrabat and Casemiro. We have learned that Casemiro is available. He is back from his injury and ready to play. And he is back in training, we've heard, so he should be playing this game. So I have gone with him alongside Amrabat. You know, there's people that will say, oh, why is McTominay being dropped, etc. But in the midfield, we couldn't even outrun Sheffield in the midfield. We couldn't even beat them in the midfield. That's how bad we were against Sheffield. And there was no control there. So for me, I have gone Casemiro to return alongside Amrabat. Then the front four, Garnacho, Bruno, Antony and Højlund. The only change from the Sheffield game is Garnacho. I just want to see him start. And I'm going to put him in my team every single game because he just gives me so much excitement and so much more confidence than Rashford does. And we know Rashford's going to play. But there's a time where Erik ten Hag is going to be forced to put Garnacho in the team because he's not being rewarded by Rashford at the moment. So that's my team going into it, guys. It's a must-win game. Ten Hag has to get it right. Let me know your thoughts down below. But anyway, guys, let's get back to the preview.
So, guys, what's going on? That's my team going into it. Let me know your thoughts down below. I have a feeling that the team could be similar to what we saw against Sheffield. We don't know if Casemiro is going to be back for the game. But as I mentioned, having Raphael Varane back is a massive boost to this side. We know how important he is to our defence. And I don't want to go into another game with Maguire and Evans. Not that they played bad, because against Sheffield, they were both really, really good. And I know they were shoving it down our throats with that Maguire style. I don't know what went on with Sky and their Maguire obsession on the weekend, but it just seemed all to be about Maguire. It was the Maguire show when it didn't really need to be. Yes, he played well. Admit that. Say that. But don't go into it as if he's one of the best players in the world and one of the best players for our team, because he shouldn't be in there. That's how simple it is. I can take them saying that he played well because he did. But just don't go too far into it because it's nothing. He's in a good patch of form at the right time when we need him to be. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, he should be starting again. It's a massive game for him again. And he needs to continue his good form. So I would go with Varane and Maguire in this game. Maybe Evans starts to offer you some of that balance because you don't really want two massive centre-backs at the back against Kopenhagen. But yeah, other than that, I do reckon the midfield may stay the same. We don't know about Casemiro, as I mentioned, if he will be back. Bruno, I want to start. Mason Mount, does he start as well? I haven't got him in my team, but that's also a question for the game because Erik ten Hag does like Mason Mount and he says he's going to play a big part in this team going forward. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the team, but I do expect it to be very similar of Antony playing Rashford and Højlund through the middle with Bruno in cam position. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. But a bit about Copenhagen, guys. Right now, they sit top of their league, just about. I think they're 1 point ahead of someone else in the league. I checked before this game. But yeah, they had a good start to the season. That's some good results in the league. Not for Champions League. They've not had the best results. They're above us at the moment. They've at least got a draw. They drew against Galatasaray, something we couldn't really do. So they have that on us going into the game. But yeah, it's a must-win for them, as I've said. Again, I don't know their key players. I couldn't find anyone to come on for the Copenhagen game. It's quite hard to find Copenhagen fans online or on Twitter to message them. So I'm sorry I haven't got anyone to come on this week for this preview. But yeah, they're a team which I said it's not going to be it's not going to be an easy game. No one can expect, with the way we're playing, to turn up tomorrow night and have an easy game. They're going to be fighting. We're going to be fighting. But honestly, we have to win this game. There's zero excuses now. Galatasaray, good team. Very good team. A team we should be beating very comfortably still, but a team which have quality players. This team, not saying they don't have quality players, no offence to them, but we should be battering a side like Copenhagen. It shouldn't be difficult. But it is going to be, and that's the concerning thing for me, because we don't make anything look easy at the moment. But yeah, my final thoughts, as I've said, it's desperate now. It's very, very desperate. It's must-win territory. It really, really is. And we cannot afford to go out of the Champions League in our group stage. We cannot afford, especially in a group where it did look two-sided with Bayern and Manchester United finishing first and second. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. So I'm going to go Manchester United to win this game 2-0. I'm not going to say anything over the top like 3 or 4-0 like I did for Sheffield. Because obviously with the way we're playing, we still can't do that against those type of teams. So I'm going to go 2-0. It'll be scrappy in a way. It won't be comfortable, but we have to get the job done, and I feel we will. So, yeah, 2-0, guys. I'm going to say Marcus Rashford to score. I really want him to score now. Just because the faith he's putting into him has to get rewarded at some point. And I'm also going to say Højlund to continue as good Champions League form, because this is a competition where Højlund, has really relished. He's really relished the conditions so far. And again, I expect it to continue, especially in a game at home against Copenhagen. So yeah, guys, are we home? We might be away. I think we might be away. I'll have to double check that. But either way, it doesn't really matter. We still should be winning the game. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. If you did enjoy, please make sure to smash a like. Please subscribe to the channel. But anyway, guys, that's me done. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.